Okay, fine. Enough of that poster. That was kind of making me a bit dizzy, so I removed it 1 minute earlier. Okay. I hope you guys can watch this empty screen for another 1 minute. Okay, so it's 6-5. We have a participation of around 49. That's cool. That's more than I expected actually. So we have to first talk about a few things. Then we'd start our lessons. We talk about something related to the assignments. So many of you submitted the assignments. That's cool. Fine, you got your marks, and you are now one step closer to getting swags. But some of you did what was not asked actually. Some of you took used the string data type and took input of a name or a string actually, and you printed it. That's actually very good and actually appreciable that you know how to use the string data type and take an input in that string. But was it actually necessary or was it actually asked in the question that you have to take a name as an input? I just said that you have to take a number as an input. Now the problem is if this program was on the CodeShape platform and they just asked you to take your name as an input and print with something like XYZ and your favorite number. Okay. Then if you took your name as an input, then the whole program would have been showing as an error or a wrong answer, not an error, wrong answer. And you would have been scratching your head like, what am I doing wrong? But the question says that you just have to take a number, no name and nothing, and print it with your name, nothing else. So I think uh, from the next assignments, please like follow the question. I know you know a lot of things, like some of your pros and want to use those things, but like every question has a bound. You can't use everything in a question. Like you might know a lot of things, functions, arrays, all that, and but you can't use everything in one question. So every question has a bound. Try to stay in that bound. Am I clear, or you have any questions? Like, no, Dada, I want to use string. Why are you stopping me? Like any questions like that? If you're clear, you'd say yes or okay. Okay. Anyone else? Like any questions? Okay, okay. Like this has to be clear from the next assignment. You guys have to follow the steps. It's not about the assignments. We are basically trying to get you ready for the courtship contest. And if you don't follow the question there, they will give you a wrong answer. They won't give you 2 marks for that. Okay, so it's clear. Okay, now the second thing. So this is a bit more serious. So we found like 3 to 4 people with the same code. I mean the exact same code. Like even there was some dots after the sorry, why am I typing here? So they took a C out and a name and a dot after that and did this handle. Uh, and this 3 dots that were exactly the same number of dots in every program, and even the file name was the same. So it's pretty obvious that one of you must have shared that code and the others have copied. So we actually told everyone that your code matches with others, and one of them replied that, but I have created this code is mine. I have shared it with others, so I should get the marks. But that's not how it works. You are sharing the code is as illegal as copying the code. Those are like similar levels of crime, so you can't do that. Crime not in like from the Indian penal code, but in the courtship code of conduct. According to the courtship code of conduct, you cannot share your code, cannot copy the code. Both are same type of offenses. So is that clear, or you have any questions? Like, no, but I have created the code, I want to share my code with my friends. Who are you to stop me? I'll share my code. It's my property, I'll do anything I want. Like anyone has questions like that, so I can answer that as well if you want. So any questions regarding this copy pasting and sharing? Okay. fine, fine. Just give me 1 second. Okay, that was more than a second, but fine. Okay, so we'll start today. So as you saw from the poster that, and also the what they say, that content that we post, a paragraph type of content, that we are gonna learn data types. Sorry.
Bhaiya, can you increase the
Oh, sure, 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 sure. I forgot to ask today. Wait a second. Is this clear?
yeah.
So see, last day, what we did is we understood what is programming, uh, a basic concept of programming. Then we zoomed into that and we found that there are three more steps, that is input, processing, and output. Okay. Then we further zoomed into uh, that and we saw that every part of this is called a token. Then we further zoomed into those tokens and we saw that there are this different types of tokens. And we saw that one type of token is called data types and one type of token is called operators. Okay. So today we are going to zoom into this data type and we are going to learn uh, like everything that is in the scope of what you need to do a program. We're not going to learn how these data types are implemented in the compiler or in the C++ language, but everything that you need to know to run a program successfully, that we'll learn. So, okay, so data types. So anyone would like to tell me what was the first data type?
Integer.
Integer, right? Okay, so integer is a class of a data type. In C++, under that class, we have several more subdivisions. So we have int, we have unsigned int, we have short int, and we have long int. We actually previously used to have, I mean, we still have this long int, but nowadays in modern compilers, int and long int are actually exactly same. They have no difference. Previously, they were different. We'll learn why were they different and now why are the same. So first we'll start with int. So Uh, okay, so I'll give you a basic template or a picture how you're gonna study these data types. So every data type first has a size. Okay, so the size of int is, okay, first let me give the template. Uh, every data type has a size, has a range. This range is exactly based on the size. And okay, so this two only. It has a size and a range to represent the data. Okay, so int has a size of 4 bytes. Fine. Now, can anyone tell me what's a 1 byte equal to? Or what is 4 bytes equal to? In bits. Do you know this
1 byte
conversion?
equal to
It is
8 bits.
32
Oh,
bits.
32, right, exact 32 bits. Now, can you tell me like what are bits? I will write all this. Those who don't know, I'm just asking to make this class a bit interactive. So I am writing 1 byte is equal to 8. Can anyone tell me like what are bits? Uh, anything? Any guesses?
It is actually a binary digit.
Nice. That's exactly correct. Okay. So if we convert a number to a binary, and as you all know, okay, if you don't know, binary is a way to represent a number using only zeros and ones. So if I write, sorry, no. Okay, if I write this is a binary number. Okay, and how to convert into a decimal, we'll see that as well. Okay, first I have to ask, does anyone, I mean, is there anyone who does not know how to convert this to a decimal? I will watch. Okay, I'll have to do this as well. I forgot last day. Memory currency. Okay, maybe not. Bits is an unit. This is right actually. It's an unit, but uh, basically it's one digit of a binary number. So, is there anyone who does not know how to convert this into a decimal? Then we'd have to first learn that. Then we can go ahead. Yes, no. Basic unit of information. Okay, nice definition. Did you just copy this from Google? I don't know. 23 answer. No, I don't really want the answer. I just want to ask you that is there anyone who does not know how to convert this? Okay, no, it's not 11. Guys, the question is very simple. Do you know how to convert this to a decimal number or do you not? Okay, you don't know how to convert this. Fine. Anyone else? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So Protush does not know. Interesting. So your name exactly matches with one of my computer teachers that I had in class 11 and 12. Nice. That's really nice. And his middle name also matched with you. His name was Protush Kumar Das. Your name is Protush Kumar Shah. Nice. Okay. So mostly everyone knows except Protush. So okay, we'll just cover this. We'll try to cover this. I don't know if you'd understand this, but I'll try my best. Okay. So suppose we take a binary digit of binary, excuse me, binary number of 101. Okay. So we start from this rightmost place and we start to number this. So the first place is numbered. Okay, wait. First place is numbered as 0. Then we increase 1. Okay, this is a bit tough to do this here because the notepad works from left to right and I'm trying to write this as from right to left. Okay, so the place is numbered like this. Okay, this is the binary digit and each place has a number. This is the number. Each place has a number. For starting from 0, then we keep incrementing and you see 0, 0th place is 1, 1th place is the 0 and second place is 2. Okay, I will just ask Pruthvish, is still this, is it clear? So how do we assign place values to these numbers? Okay, Pruthvish, there's another Pruthvish. So I would ask like a Pruthvish who said no, not the one who does not know. Okay, till here it is clear. Very nice. So now what we do is we start multiplying from the left side. Each place value is multiplied. I'll actually not keep this here because this was not actually intended to be a part of this, but since you don't know, we have to learn. Okay, so each is multiplied with. Okay, uh, is there any reason, like anything I made a mistake? Why is this laughing emoji? I'm a bit curious. uh, any reason you'd like to tell? Never mind, we'll just go ahead. So each place value is multiplied with sorry, each digit, that is 101, is multiplied with 2 to the power place value. Okay, so okay, no issues. So the first is 1 into, so 1 is our first digit. We always, in case of binary, we always start from left, I mean sorry, right to left. I always confuse left and right. So you always start from right to left. So first digit is 1. We multiply this with 2 to the power place value. The place value is 0. 2 to the power 0. So 2 to the power 0 is 1. 1 into 1 is 1. Okay, fine. Second digit is 0. Place value is 1. So 2 to the power 1. So 1 into 2. Okay. The last digit is 1. 1 into. Okay, you got it.
Bhaiya, it should be 0, huh?
It should be 0, bhaiya.
Which one?
0 into something like
0
0.
into 2 to the power 1.
Second one.
Second line.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Exactly. Thanks for correcting. I actually thought this is the one. My bad. Sorry. Okay, 1 into 2 to the power 1. Oh, sorry. This is 2. So each digit into 2 to the power place value. So This is 1 into 2 to the power 4. Okay, 4. You guys must be thinking, this guy does not even know multiplication. He's teaching us C++. What is this going on? Okay, so we got all these values 1, 0, and 4. Then we simply add all those values, and this will be a decimal number. So decimal number is summation of this above mentioned formula. I wish I could use the summation sign, but I can't. I don't know what is the shortcut for the summation sign. So never mind. Summation of, I'll just write it in bracket. One plus. Protus said that he got it, but since we have started this, we can't really leave like in the middle. So we have to solve this. So this equals to 5. So 101 is equals to 5. This looks very weird. Like, why would 101 be 5? But that's why we have to assign the base. This is base 2. Okay, this will be in superscript. In this I can't use a superscript. So this sorry, this goes in the subscript. Like, let 1 second. We have this code. I have this. Okay, I kept it here. So this is where the 2 goes, and case of 5, this is where the 10 goes. So this represent 109 is a binary number characterized by 2, and 5 is a decimal number characterized by 10. So is there any doubt? I might have missed some parts. I'm sorry for that, but like, you know, humans make mistakes. But I'm ready to solve your doubts. Okay, no doubts. So Pratush, I would like to give you a task actually. I would like you to convert this into a decimal number. Okay. Uh, you do this. Uh, let's see. Okay. No, Monal, you should not have said that. It was only for Pratush because he asked it out. Never mind. So convert this, I guess, 100. Convert this into a decimal. Yeah, convert 100 to decimal. Let's see. No. Don't do such a big thing. It will take a huge time and our class would never end. Class would keep going on and on and on. Okay. So Pratush, are you done? This should not take. I was explaining, that's why it took a bit more time. Okay, no, 100 is not 2. That's why I gave you. I know it's not that easy that you would understand it the first time. Yeah, 100 is 4. So again, each place is assigned a value 210. Then we multiply it starting from the left. 0 into 2 to the power 0 plus 0 into 2 to the power 1 plus 1 into 2 to the power 2. Now this, I won't make the same mistake this time, I guess. So this is a 0. Last time I made this mistake, multiplied 0 and wrote 2. This is a 0, this is a 0, and the last one is a 4. So this is equals to 4. Okay, Pratush, if you still have doubts, we'd solve it in the Discord, but for time constraints, we have to move. Okay, so now we have the range. So the range is 2 to the power 31. Okay, sorry, minus 2 to the power 1 minus 1. Now this is where the interesting part comes. Can anyone tell me like why this is 2 to the power 31 minus 1 and not 2 to the power 32 minus 1? Do you know? Like if we just solve this problem from next all the data types, no Kajal, you can't. From next all the data types, you can solve yourself. You just need to know the size, then you can find the range yourself. No issues. So can you tell me like why this is 2 to the power 32? minus 2 to the power 32 minus 31 minus 1, and not 2. I should write 2 to the power 32 minus, because there are 32 bits, so there should be 32 only, because those who know like the maximum maximum number that can be represented with n number of bytes is 2 to the power n minus 1. But this is 32, this is 32, and this gives 31. So I think no one can, so I would explain only. Okay, so listen very carefully. Okay, so if I have a binary digit like this, let's not say all is one. So if you convert this, you'd always get a positive number. Okay, yeah, I know, like no teacher actually explains why this is 2 to the power 32 minus 1 and not 2 to the power 32 minus 1. Okay, so we are explaining. I'll explain. So if you convert this, you'll always get a positive number. Is there any way you can get a negative number converting this? Is it possible? Yes or no in the chat or with your mics? Is it possible that we convert this and we get a negative number?
No.
Can't, because we are multiplying with a positive number. How can we get a negative number? No ways. No, it can't be. But in our C++, our integer data can also store int a equals to -5, right? So there must be a way that it stores this -5. It has to be. Otherwise, how can it store this -5? So that's why what they did is they separated this first bit. Okay, they separated this first bit to express the sign. So if this is 0, then the number is a positive number. And if this is 1, then the number is a negative number. Okay. And then rest of the digits, when we convert, we get that number. Fine. Is there any doubt? Just you have to be very clear with this. Not only it will help you in C++, but it will help you in a lot of subjects. Okay. No doubt. Only one. I need more. Okay. So I'll just repeat. There were 32, there were like say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 digits, but converting the 7 digits only, we could not get a negative number. So what we did is we separated the first digit that would explicitly indicate what the sign of the number is. If this is 1, I would write this, just wait a minute. If this is 1, then we'd call it a negative number. PSA class, what is PSA? Oh, problem solving ability, I guess. Okay. Yeah, said taught nice. So you know, I guess. So you, when I asked, you should have like said. Okay, never mind. Can I rejoin? Yeah, sure, you can rejoin. But why? Yeah, sure, you can rejoin. There's no attendance here, so you can do anything you want. You can leave, rejoin, whatever. Okay. Okay, I guess Sakshi rejoined. So what I was telling was, so the first bit is separated. If it is a 1, we express it as a negative number. If it is a 0, then we express it as a positive number. So yeah, leftmost bit. Okay, so this leftmost bit is what we called a what is called a MSB, or most significant bit. Yeah. So sorry, leftmost number, not this is would be bit. Okay. So the leftmost bit is called the MSB, or most significant bit. Fine. So now you can understand, I guess, why it is 31. Because we had 32 bits, we separate the first bit. The first bit does not represent any number now. It represents a sign. So 32 minus 1, we have 31. The formula, I'd write this as well. Maximum number by n. So this is it. Now, is there any doubt? Okay, so I'm teaching this for the first time ever in my life. I might have said something wrong, or you might have some doubts. So please tell me, because I have never taught this ever in my life to anyone. So I don't know what the doubts can be. So if you have any doubts, you can ask, or if you don't have any doubts, you can type no, and we'll move ahead. Okay, this is -1, no doubts. Okay, so just to recap, we had 32 bits. The maximum number that should be the maximum number that we can represent with 32 bits should have been 2 to the power 32 minus 1. But since integer can also represent a negative number, so we separate the first bit. Yeah, I'm doing that only. I was doing that only. Okay, okay, I'll go again. So integer has a size of 4 bytes. Each byte is equals to 8 bits. Then 4 into 8 is 32. So it's a 4 bytes equals to 32 bits. The range is minus 2 to the power 31 to 2 to the power 31 minus 1. But why is this? If we had like 32 bits, we should have been the maximum number that we could have represented is 2 to the power 32 equals to 2 to the power 32 minus 1, and that would have been equals to something. But we are seeing the range is 2 to the power 31 minus 1. So the reason is that integer can represent negative numbers. So to represent a negative number, we can't represent it with a plus sign in binary. Plus and minus don't mean anything in binary. So we separate the first bit, uh, the leftmost bit, separate the leftmost bit, and the rest of the bits are uh, the first bit, leftmost bit is separated, and the rest of the bits are kept. So this leftmost bit of the MSB, when it is a 0, it represents a positive number. When it's a 1, it represents a negative number. Now, were you asking why it's -1? Is that the question, Rima? Why is this -1 and not 2 to the power n? Rima? Okay, yes. Okay. So the reason is, can you tell me how many numbers are there between 0 and 9? 0 to 9. Counting 0 and 9. 10. 5. Nice. Yes. Yes, that's okay. So because we also have to represent 0, and then we start representing our numbers. So the maximum number is just shortened by 1. So our range was, say, like this number represents like 2 to the power 31 is just a second, 214 748 3647. No, this is 348. So this should be, if we did from 1 to this number, we can represent everything. This is 2 to the power 31's value, this number. So 1 to all we could have represented this, but we have to also represent 0 because 0 is a valid number. Kajal, that's, oh, if you are asking like, not, this is not in the okay, this is that 1 is not in the power. Was that your question? That you thought -1 was in the power? Okay, Rima, no, it's from 0 to 9 it has 10 digits. I'm getting confused now, Rima. Actually, what is your question? Can you please open your mic and say? Like, because Kajal said that this can be your question as well. Your question could have been why it has -1 and why not it has like this 2 to the power 31. Rima?
Actually, I was asking that why the range is that we are writing first in minus to the power 31. Why it is coming means the first part.
Okay, this part.
Yes.
Okay, okay, so okay, fine. We'll explain that as well. So int can represent from negative to positive, as I said, all the numbers. In between comes a 0, and the number of negative numbers we can represent is 2 to the power 31. The reason is that the 0 in that case, so as I said, to represent a negative number, the first bit has to be 1. Then if you have to represent 0, then we do this. Okay, we do this. But if you know 2's complement, you'd see this number actually comes exactly the same as this. I have to give a smaller example. Say the range, the number of digits that int can store is 4. So others who have understood this, please try to ignore this part, because if you try to understand this as well, it might mess up your concepts, and I don't want that. So say the number of digits, number of bits that int can store is 4. Okay. So if the maximum part is clear, it should be okay. So this has like 0, 0, 0, 0. These are the 4 bits. Okay. So first bit is separated. Okay. The maximum number we can store is 111 when all the bits are 1, which is equals to, this is 7 as you said earlier, which is 2 to the power 3 minus 1. Fine. Now comes the negative part. Even this part is a bit tricky. No one actually explains this. Okay. So the for negative, we have to keep this as 1. We can't keep this as 0. Then it becomes a positive number. And then to make it the smallest, like this range, this side range is the smallest. As you know that as negative number increases, it becomes more smaller. Like -6 is less than -5. I think you know this, right? So as negative number increases, it becomes more smaller. So the smallest negative number we can represent with this is like 1 0 0 0. Fine. So if you know 2's complement, if we complement this, we get this exact same thing, and this is equals to 8. Okay, but we have 1 in front of it, so this is -8, which is equals to 2 to the power 3. So now see the formula. There was 32 bits in that case, so -2 to the power 31 to 2 to the power 31 minus 1. Sorry, I'll just remove this. And now see, there is 4 digits, 2 to the power 3 minus 1 and 2 to the power 3. So is that clear, Rima? I think it might not be entirely clear, but you can hop on the Discord later. We can explain this in a bit more detail by drawing some things. Like it's a bit tough to show the place values like this and also do the 2's complement. Okay, I hope that's clear, because I don't think it is. Okay, never mind. We'll move ahead for now because we have time constraints. We also have to cover operators, but we have already covered. We have already taken 37 minutes to only do what's say int. Okay, so the first data type was int. Now the second data type, that is float. As I said, int has other stuff as well, like unsigned int, short int, long int. That all you can do easily. But first we'll do float. You'll see why you can do it easily. So float as size equals to 4 bits. Now you guys have to tell me the range. If you guys really understood the first part, you could easily tell me the range. So what's the range? Oh, sorry, it's not 4 bits, it's 4 bytes. So what should be the range of float? Easy calculation. It should be, if you understood how we calculate the range of int, you should be also be able to calculate the range of float. I can't go ahead if I don't get an answer. 4 bytes, yeah, 4 bytes. I previously by mistake wrote 4 bits, but it's 4 bytes. 4 bytes, 32 bits. I want the range. Uh, Anyone? If you
It's
don't,
exact the same na bhaiya.
yeah,
मतलब
right. It's exactly the same, but there's difference because it's float. It can also, like, the range will be same, but it can also do all those floating point numbers in between this range. It can also represent all the floating point numbers in between this range. So the number of numbers represented by float cannot be determined because there are infinite number of floating point numbers between these two. Even in between 1 and 2, sorry, I should not write this. Even in between 1 and 2, there are infinite number of floating point numbers. Okay, see the range is what the maximum number it can store and the minimum number it can store. Okay, so there has to be a limit, like from this to this we can store. Range is not how many numbers we can store, it just shows the maximum is we can store the maximum, minimum, maximum we can store is this and the minimum we can store is this. So as I said, this is the minimum part and this is the maximum part. So float also has some bounds, right? Because it can only store 4 bytes, then it also should have some maximum and minimum. So that someone said is exactly the same, because the same calculations, 4 bytes 32 bits, we can store negative numbers, so it will be 2 to the power 31 to 2 to the power 30 minus 1. This is a minus. Okay, any questions? Like there has to have someone is having questions, I'm pretty sure. Range just represents the limits it can store.
भैया रेंज और वैल्यू रेंज में तो डिफरेंस है ना.
वैल्यू रेंज और रेंज में
आप
तुम ही बोलो कि
बाल
कैसा डिफरेंस तुम बोलना चाहते हो. लाइक नंबर ऑफ वैल्यूज आर डिफरेंट, बट वैल्यू रेंज क्या होता है? व्हाट इज अ वैल्यू रेंज? वैल्यू रेंज रेंज ही होता है ना. लाइक like I can understand between 5 and 10, so that's my value range. I cannot understand anything more than 10 and anything less than 10. 3.4 into 10 to the power minus 38 to 3.10 to the 4 to why it should be 38? Is there a reason why it should be 38? The range should exactly be this, isn't it? The number of values can be this. I can't say that because there are infinite number of floating point numbers. So, but the range, the maximum number it can store is this 2 to the power 31. Also the bigger question is why, how come there is 10 and how come there is like, this is some other representation you are using. This is not the actual range representation, because there's 10, there's, okay, so, okay, you're almost like made me confused. Okay, this is something else. I'm pretty sure this is something else you're confusing this with. Okay, so that's not that. So the range of that is range of float. Okay, someone is saying like range and value range. Would you like to explain more what is a value range? Like, it can be, but according to the calculations, it should be this. We try in the compilers. Wait, we try. We see what happens. Okay, so you did not ask any more questions about that value range, so we'll move ahead. So next we have like a double. So double has a size of 8 bytes. Range would be, okay, now someone has to type like what would be the range minus this to that. Yeah, no, value range question was asked by someone else. Range and value range should be the same. No, range is also the thing that the minimum to maximum. That is what range means. So range, I mean I know that range mean min to max. That what range means. Now you can say inclusive, exclusive. That's a different story. But range always means something minimum to something maximum. That's what I. Okay. So what would be the range of double? Fast. Nice. Nice. Very nice. And Vaishnavi, I guess, and Roam also said, I try to search this where I can find this, but that should not be. Like this is really, really weird something. But it can be like, it can be, because it can store 0.000 stuff as well. So negative power can definitely be. So yeah, but the like how can I say, the minimum negative value it can store would always be this, and the maximum negative value it can store would always be this. Okay, so but this can be another way of representing it. Okay, so that's it. Now we have 4. Yeah, this size is 1 byte. I won't write 1 byte equals to 8 bits, but because this is already 1 byte equals to 8 bits. Range, you guys have to tell me. Yeah, this is char. Oh, sorry. Nice. Char. Sorry. Even you made a mistake, like wrote T instead of R. No, not 0 to the power 8 minus 1. What you're saying is that is called unsigned char. We'll come to unsigned in a minute. So, like minus 2 to the power 7. Yeah, it's equals to minus 128. Exactly, Vaishnavi, you're absolutely correct. Okay. So what more we have? Okay. So character. Only one more I think we have left is a string. Okay. So the string size is it can be increased as much as you want, as much memory you have in your computer. So there is no size of string, there is no range of string. It can be anything. it it's not defined like that, because your a string can be this, a string can be this, and a string can be only a null as well. So it's not defined, it has no range. Okay, fine. So okay, now what we're gonna see is what is an unsigned int. We'll see this here only. This is now subdivisions. Okay, bull. Okay, bull. Yeah, I wrote boolean. Yeah, I wrote boolean. Nice. So boolean also has nothing. It can only store 1 bit. So yeah, if you want, like you can say it has no range. So it can only store 1 bit. That is. So that's it. It has no range. I mean, what you can say. Yeah, but see, true and falses are strings, right? So in the computer, this true and false are converted to 0 and 1. So yeah, Vaishnavi, you're right. Vaishnavi wants to make me work extra. Already I'm doing unpaid work. Now to work extra as well. Sorry. So 0 represents a false and 1 represents a true. Fine. Okay. Size. Okay. Boolean. Anything else, Vaishnavi? No, who said bull? Okay, Sakshi said bull. Kind of. Okay, so I think there is nothing. So we'd go inside int and we'll see what is an unsigned int. Time left is 13 minutes. Fine. It would be great if you guys can give me 10 minutes more, I guess. Unsigned int. I would have to now have to move a bit fast. Okay. So unsigned, as it says, it has it it does not have any sign. Int has a sign, plus and minus. Unsigned int does not have a sign. Anything which does not have a sign is positive by default. So if it's positive by default, it has a size of 4 bytes. Now would be the tricky question. Do we generally use strings? Yeah, we use strings a lot, and in C++ using strings is very easy, but in C using strings is very hard. And we'd also not cover strings right now. We'd cover rest of the data types, because the complexity of C++ is such that strings can be represented in 3 ways, 2 of C and 1 of C++. But my work would have been very easy if I just can explain the string data type, and that would be done and dusted. But in the next semester, when you have to code in C, you cannot use the string data type. You have to use the C way of doing strings. That's called C strings. Okay. So we'd also cover that. So for that, we need to go a bit more into detail in the other stuffs. Then we'd come to strings. So we'd not cover strings right now. Many of you might think that what this guy has like, why does this guy not like strings? Like as I said in the program, even I did not want to take an input of did not want you guys to take an input of string. So you might think that maybe this guy only does not know string, so he does not want to teach us. Might be someone might be thinking like this. I don't know. But string, if I if we really go into strings, that would like really take, as Kajal said, 2 sessions, because there are 3 types of representing 3 ways to represent a string. In Java, there's only 1 way, 2 ways. But even that second way is really more easy than C. Okay, so C is really, I mean, C++ and C is really complicated about string. I don't know why. Maybe they were like me, they don't like strings. I don't know. Okay, so unsigned int. No, you are wrong here. 32 bits. I would give you a hint. Just give me a minute. Okay, I've not read this. 1 byte equals to 8 bits. Just let me take a breather. Fine. Yeah, exactly, Kajal. Okay, so uh, what was happening in case of int was that we were separating a byte, uh, 1 byte or a digit for to represent the sign. But in unsigned int, we don't have any sign, so we'd not we'd not keep a byte for this representation of sign. So you have all 32 bits now to represent the number. So what do you think would be the range? Okay, no need to be afraid of C++, because there is a string data type that you can use. 0 to 2 to the power 32 minus 1. Exactly. Nice. One has any doubt regarding this? Every language has its own pros and cons, but basic logic remains the same, no matter is C, Python, Java, JavaScript, C++, whatever there is. I don't know. Basic language remains the same everywhere. Okay, so anyone has any doubts how we got this range? 0 to 2 to the power 32 minus 1. Some people like may not be liking today's teaching. Let's see how many people are there. Okay, guys, can we just like focus on this for now? We can have the age-old doubt of which language is better later. Okay, just let what is this? Okay. So, like, tell me, do you have any doubts? Are Kajal, Kajal, uh, don't like they would get even more distracted. Is this unsigned int clear? How we got the range of unsigned int? No, it's not clear. Okay, yes, clear. The answer says no. Anyone else? Like only one no and one yes. Please explain. Fine. No doubts. Okay. 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 I will say again, I might be wrong with that float one range, but if I'm wrong, I would just see it again and I'll tell you the right thing. No worries. I'm always okay to accept my mistake. But according to logic, the most minimum number it can represent is this, and the most maximum number it can represent is this. Okay, so I would have to see, because representation of floating point numbers in the memory is a bit different. So it can be what you said is correct. Okay, never mind. We'd come into unsigned int right now. So what unsigned int means is unsigned int means it only stores positive numbers. Okay, I'm just going for the no ones. Don't worry. This is open for everyone. Not like class teachers, like some say most people say yes, and class teachers are like, okay, majority is yes, we'll move ahead. No issues if one says no. That's not my concern. Okay, but we'll clear everyone's doubt. So some said no. So unsigned it stores only positive numbers. I think this is clear. This part is clear. It only stores positive numbers. So in int, it also stored negative and positive numbers. The leftmost bit was separated. 0 represented a positive number and 1 represents a negative number. But here we are only storing positive numbers. So is there any reason we'd separate a byte to store those plus or minus by 0 or 1? Who said no? Like I would have to see again. Okay, Priyanshu. Do you think is there any reason to separate a byte to
नहीं
store the
नहीं
sign? Okay, so we don't
नहीं भैया.
separate a byte. So we have
हाँ.
complete 32 bytes, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so as I said again, then the number, the maximum value that could be where I showed this formula, maximum number represented by n bytes. I have to write this from 0 is 2 to the power n minus 1. Why is this minus 1? Because we are already representing 0. So 0 has to be taken in account as well. And then the rest 2 to the power 32. 31 numbers 0 2 to the power 32 minus 1 numbers is equals to 2 to the power 31. So just like 0 to 9 is 10 numbers. Similarly 0 to this, right? So is there any doubt now? Okay, just a recap. It stores positive numbers. We have 4 bytes, 32 bits. No digit is separated for the sign, so we can use all the bytes for to represent the number. And we have to also store 0. So one number is one number is lesser than the actual limit. So we get 2 to the power 32 minus 1. This is equals to 2 to the power 32 number of numbers. I won't write this because this might confuse you. You just remember this analogy that 0 to 9 is 10 numbers. Okay. If you don't understand how this happens, just write 0 to 9 and count them. Fine. Uh, and I won't do that. Okay, so data types are over, I guess. Yeah. Oh no, we had short as well. So unsigned, shortened. Size was 2 bytes. The range, I guess I'll just write it. I think you guys are pretty sure what the range could be right now. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to type a bit fast because time is a problem right now. Okay, so this was that. Okay. Long int. Okay. Might be thinking where did long go? I'm just coming in a bit. You guys will tell me the range in about 15 seconds. Almost 10 seconds up. 5 seconds left.
भैया -2 to the power 63 to minus plus 2 to the power 63 minus 1.
Wait. I just type. Yeah. Say
Yeah.
2 to the power.
2 to the power 63 minus 1.
Yeah, right. Okay. But I don't understand why is there so less like response? Very less response. There are so many people, but so less response. I feel like I'm not teaching properly. That's sad.
टाइप करने में हाथ को दुखता है इसलिए.
Okay, but then mic भी open कर सकते हो? I guess. जैसा तुमने किया. Like you could be the example. Okay, now a lot of people is like people don't want me to be sad. That's fine. That's nice. Caring juniors. Okay. Okay, so data types. Okay, this would be a homework type of thing. It's a very like you have to just think about this for 5 minutes, even not. So it's a very less homework. I mean, very small homework. So D and oh no. Why did I not write long int? This is the answer. Size is equals to 4 bytes. So you could realize why did I not write long int, because long int is exactly what int is. So what's the point of writing long int, right? So yeah, this is same, exact same. There was long int. I tell you why there was long int before. Because previously when our machines were not so upgraded, int, sorry, not this. Int was represented with 2 bytes. Okay, so there was long int for 4 bytes and long int for 8 bytes. But nowadays we use 4 bytes to represent int, and this is a convention. Previously, if you have used Turbo C++, you'd see that int was 2 bytes. I would tell you how can you find the size. Okay, so long int is that's why not necessary. But remember, long int is very necessary. You'd find in a lot of CodeShip programs that you have to use long int, and you are using int, and then you saw the program is not running, and you are like, what is really happening? So if you go and see the constants, the constant was given like something like 10 to the power greater than the maximum limit of constant was like 10 to the power 9. So that's why it was not running, because 2 to the power 32 cannot store 10 to the power 9. It was something approximately, I forgot the range. Okay. Okay, so long int. Okay. Homework is, you would find, I will give you the size of unsigned int. 2 bytes. You have to find the range. Don't type this. No, int can also store till 10 to the power 7. It can store 10 to the power 7 as well, Kajal. 10 to the, even I guess 10 to the power something after 10 to the power 7 as well, but not completely till 10 to the power 8, if I remember correctly. We have to see that later. Not an issue. But this would be a homework. Size of unsigned int is given 2 bytes. You have to find the range. It's a very easy homework. I think some might even answer right now, but we'd move ahead. Okay, guys, we are already plus 7. We have 4 minutes. अभी बोल सकते हैं? हाँ, बोल दो. Okay, what I was telling was like we are 4 minutes left from our schedule. Can I get like 10 minutes more, please? So like I can at least touch operators. You know, like explaining
Yes, yes.
this, explaining this bit and all that took a lot of time. That how we can convert and all that. No one actually tells why this is 31. So that's why it does not take any time. 2 to the power 16 minus 1. Yeah, you are absolutely right. Good job. Good job, Rima. No, not Rima, Monal. Yeah, nice. Okay, day 2. So we'll move ahead with operators. So remember, we have not done strings, and don't think that I don't know strings or I don't like strings. I have no issues with strings. Don't think that. Operators. So operators are divided by into not by 3 categories. Unary, ternary operators. So fine. So unary means it can work Okay, so is there a question? Like you have a question like what is an operand? And does anyone have this question? If you have, you can ask, no issues. So we'd first, okay, so I have to say this. We'd not study ternary operators right now. We'd cover this when we go into decision making. Fine. And it will be even more weird, but I'll tell you that we'd start with binary operators, because in unary operator there is only 3 operators and it's nothing that much binary operators. Okay, so we'd start with binary. What if I do this? That is better. 213, but whatever, binary operators. First plus You can use this on Boolean if you represent Boolean with a 0. If you typecast it, basically if you typecast it, you can you can do a plus on it as well. But it's would be better if you don't do that, because for Boolean we use something called bitwise OR, that is equivalent to this plus. So I won't write that you can do this on Boolean, but don't do it, because for Boolean we have something else. Okay, so B. Oh, minus and minus. Okay. Let's add subtracts. Okay, now we are officially above our schedule right now. Can be used as the same, like in float, double, char. You can use this on all this. Multiply. I don't think I need to write what multiply does and what divide does. Where did the divide sign go? Yeah, okay. So these were all the basic. These are called arithmetic operators. I hope you don't have a doubt till now, do you? Okay, so after arithmetic operators, we'd go into logical operators. So as the name suggests, it checks some logic. It does not add, subtract, or do arithmetical calculations like that, but it checks some logic. So first logical operator is AND. I'll write the name. This is called logical AND. Okay. Time is like, I wanted to show you more stuff on the compiler today, but I don't think I'd be able to. Never mind. Logical AND. Okay. So what logical AND does is checks two conditions, returns true if both of them are true. This should be if and only if returns true if both of them are true. Wait a second. This is better. Yes, plus operator can be used on string as well. But as I said, this is arithmetic operator. That plus is called an concatenation. Surely you can, but as I said, we're not covering strings right now. So the scope is not strings. The scope is only this till this 4 integer float char boolean. Okay, I hope that's clear, Sakshi. We can only use plus, but that plus does not add. That adds the strings, but you cannot use the rest of this. Minus, into, this. Okay, you can use into in Python, but you can't do it elsewhere. Never mind, we're not complicate. As I said, string is completely a different data type that can be related with all these three. So we have to study it separately. So string is not part of a scopes. Okay. Number fans, nice. Or logical or. Okay. Checks two conditions, returns true. Or we have, okay, logical operators. We have one more logical operator, but that's part of a unary operators. Okay, that's called logical not. I think one thing would be better. Would it be better if I classify this as arithmetic, logical, and bitwise, other than this binary, unary, and ternary? What would you guys suggest, Kajal? Like, would you like to suggest how should I classify this? Or should I classify this like this only, like binary and then unary? Do you guys have any opinions about this?
You can go for the second one.
Okay, so Kajal says that we do arithmetic, then logical, and okay, so divided into three categories: binary operators, ternary operators. It can also be divided into, so I have to write this. write the number like arithmetic, logical, bitwise. So even actually plus plus is an arithmetic type of operator. So this division is how you do, like, okay, it doesn't matter. You can do binaries, unary and ternary like that, or you can do arithmetic, logical, and bitwise. Okay. So as Kajal said, we'd go with the second one. I would go with the second one. Can also be divided into three categories: arithmetic, logical, and we have not. Logical not. Okay. 7:10. We have 5 minutes more. Okay. So this flips the logic of the condition. What it means is, if a condition's logic is true, then it makes it false. And if a condition's logic is false, then it makes it true. Okay. Okay. Just think like it, I mean, animals can be divided into a lot of types. Okay. So operators like that only. So it can be divided into unary, binary, and ternary as well. And it can be divided into arithmetic, logical, and bitwise as well. Logical not. Oh, sorry. Nice catch. Thank you. Logical not. Okay. So do we have anything else? And or not? We have another equals to. I don't really know what is called. I would just call it equals. Operator, I guess. I've never seen a name for this. Okay, so go and search on the Google. Uh, that would be fine. But logical equality operator would call it for now. So this is okay. We'll only study till this, not go into bitwise today. We also had like this left shift and right shift because we already studied a lot. Now we have to see this, right? We have to see some stuff hands-on. It was said there should be hands-on, but I have not done anything in the compiler today, so I have to do something. Okay, never mind. I would create a new file. Okay, guys, check how check very carefully how I type the name of the file, because I've seen a lot of you are giving spaces and giving weird stuff in the file name. Don't do that. So we type letters, then dot, then cpp. Maximum you can do is type a 1 2 like this, a number or a underscore. Nothing else. Forget anything else exists on the keyboard when you write a file name. And you have to understand this convention, because you'll be working with lot of different IDs for different subjects, and then you have to create proper file names, or your program won't run and you won't be able to understand why it's happening. So is that clear how we create a file name? I would take like 4 more minutes, guys. Don't get anxious, and we'll conclude the class. So be very careful creating the file name, no spaces, nothing else, only as a variable name, the rules of the variable name applies. So it starts with a letter. It can contain uppercase, lowercase, number, and underscore, nothing else. Okay. So wait a second. I'll just copy this code. You have to demonstrate all this. So end. Okay. So we define. Let's say this is int b equals 1. A and b. So as it says, like it checks two conditions and returns true. Hello, hello.
Yes.
Am I
Yes,
audible? Like,
Ajay. Yeah, you are audible.
Yes, sir.
okay. Rohan said like I'm not audible. So okay.
You rejoin Rohan.
Okay. So we are where we are. We are at logical end. So it checks two conditions and returns true if and only if both of them are true. Fine. So see, the left is a condition and the right is a condition. So a condition is nothing, basically it has a value. A condition has a value. Uh, it either returns 1 or returns 0. That is what a condition is. A condition cannot be anything else. It always has to return a 1 or a 0. So see, A is already 1, B is already 1. So as you know, 1 represents true. So both of them are true. So you'd run this and we'd see we get a 1. Fine. Now let's change B to 0. And we get a 0. So see, this was true, this was not true. We did an and we got a 0. Is that clear? Like, do you have any doubts? The class is like really getting distracted right now. I know we are like going above our time limit, so it's normal, I guess. But some people are still uh, saying, okay. So I guess you are clear. Like, a condition can always only return a true, a 1 or a 0. So any data type can also be a condition because it ultimately stores a value that is 0 or non-zero. Okay. So fine. We'd also see that this is like really interesting. Can you tell me what would be the answer here? Anyone? Just like 3 more minutes, guys. Then we'll be done. 1.
The logical not 1.
Logical. Come again.
Logical not.
We are not doing logical not. We are doing and.
So it's a false.
Okay, you're saying false means you're saying it will be a 0, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, we'll run with just so many zeros. Wow. No one else. Okay, so we'll run. Expect to be shocked. Okay, so it's 1. How? Okay. Anything that is not a 0, compiler takes it as a true or a 1. Okay. Whenever you're doing this and, even if your condition is greater than 1 or less than 1, even if you do this -1, you'd see that it's weird that it still gives 1. Because compiler only knows 0 is false. Whatever comes else, I know it's true. Condition is true. I don't care if it's minus, if it's floating. Okay, don't do this on floating right now. So it say why not. Okay, so I don't care because one is in and one is float. It will give a weird type of error. Cannot do different types of data types. You cannot do an operation on different types of data types, especially and, because it's a logical operator. It's checking those bits. Okay, went a bit fast here. Don't worry, it come later. Okay, so 0 is false, whatever else is true. Is that clear? So your condition can return anything as long as not 0, the condition is true. Okay. Confused? Where are you confused, Pena? You have to say. What do we have to repeat? Do you have to repeat the logical and then this? Why will it not return 0? Yes. So you tell me, when does it return false? When one of the operands are false, right? So if either A is false or B is false, it will return a false according to and then. Only returns true, as I said. It only returns true if and only if both of them are true. So do you think any of them is false? As I said, 0 is false. Anything else? Okay, so now do you think that any of this is false? Quena, fast. We already went. We are now at the end game, like 7:19. We have to conclude the class. Okay. None of these are false. So both of them are true, right? So it says clear, like checks two conditions, returns true if and only if both of them are true. So both are true. So it will return true. True is 1. We get a 1. Now are you clear? Fast, Quena. If you have a doubt, you can ask. No issues. In the meantime, we'll just see how the OR operation works till Quena understands if he's confused or not. He says okay after thinking for a long time. Okay, AB. Okay, so as OR operator says, like checks two conditions, returns true when either one of them is true. Okay, so one is true, we can see. I think the expected output, it will be 1. Fine. Now 0. Now you tell me what is the expected output. First, we just see one not. Not is very easy to see. Like it's just to not on something and something will come. Not issue. Okay, nice. Right, 0. Just one more example. 5, 6. What do you think? 5, 6. 1, 1, 1, 1. It's right. It's 1. Right. So that's 1. Remember all these things. It will be very important when you're doing decision making. 1 is true and 0 is false. You have to always remember this. Not 1 is true and 0 is false. 0 is false. Anything else is true. That's what you have to remember. Fine. Okay. So we are almost done. Last operator of the day. Sorry for like keeping you for so long. I'm really sorry. So okay. Oh, I forgot to ask. Like as I said, like I'm now a bit tired as well. Logical not flips the logic of the condition. Okay. So if the condition is true, then it would flip it and make it false. So not a, this is true. So not a would be false, which is a 0. Similarly, if we do it a 0, not a would be a 1. Fine. Any doubts? I would also show a -1, just so you think that -1 is not a negative. No doubts. Anyone else? We have like come to the end of our class. So -1 is also true. We flip the logic, we get a false, which is 0. Right. Let me drink some water. So we are done. Congratulations to me and both to you that I've spoken for 1 hour 22 minutes. Sorry, 1 hour 17 minutes. Minus plus 1 minute or 2 minutes for drinking water and taking some breathers. Rest have continuously talked and you guys have listened. Some of you have responded. Very nice. Okay, so if you don't have any doubts, you can leave. I'd just be staying here for 5 minutes. Fill the feedback form on your way out, and just if you have, okay, that's nice to hear. If you have negative feedback, please share it. I'm really more interested in negative feedback than positive because I know this class was not perfect. So if you have any like suggestions, then please share. How are you increasing the font? Okay, so control, I type control plus shift and plus. So you do hold control, hold shift plus. Okay, don't type the plus of the numeric side. Type the plus of the just on the left side of the backspace. Try do it and tell me if it's working. Duel. Right.
Okay, how many of you think that you can attend the class tomorrow if we have one?
Oh, okay, yeah, you guys had midterms, so you can skip the class tomorrow. If you guys really have.
हमारा कल नहीं है तो हम करें क्या या कल ऑफ रहेगा
Okay, we have to like think of the majority. So no response yet. Okay, midterm नहीं है, but काजल
बहुत
से
लोगों का नहीं है
काजल नहीं कल midterm किसी का भी नहीं है. Obviously कल नहीं है, but like you do have to prepare now for the midterms. हाँ.
ओ, अच्छा
Okay. So do you need the time? Like we, midterms are
नो अटेंड
more
कर
important.
पाएंगे
Okay, if you can, then we would keep.
The 1 hour is enough, I guess.
Okay, because like a lot of time goes explaining the details, so we are not going that fast. We are going a bit slow. So like we need some classes to complete the syllabus. Like our syllabus is like of 3-4 months. We are trying to cover it in 1 month and also trying to go into the details. I don't know how much we'll be able to cover, but we try. let's try. Let's see what happens. Okay, so a lot of people, we have not seen any negative response, so we are leaving the class. Okay, okay. I hope मजा आता है और कुछ सीख
Thank
भी
you.
पाते हो,
Yeah.
I guess. I hope it's not like बस दिल रखने के लिए बोल रहा था class is nice, but not nice as well. I mean, the class is not really nice. I don't know. I was actually listening to my recordings last day as well, but last day's class was really simple. I would have to go and check how did I did today. Then I try to improve. Okay, nice. You guys can leave. Thanks for staying with me for like 1 hour 20 minutes. Great, great job. Okay.